Okay, guys, welcome back. I didn't need 5 minutes. I think that should be long enough to make a break in between the two. It's September 14th. Take a look at the markets. Got the US bell in 1 minute, so we're on hold for a sec. God, something bit my hand. Trying to think if there's anything else. Got news in an hour. We'll cover that. We're going to do one more week with Itchy, as the person liked it, and they want to send me their trades, so it's easier for me to see their trades if I'm using it too. Again, guys, Itchy and moving averages, like the TAPFX setup, it's all about the same for me. If you have questions, comments, anything, guys, as usual, just go ahead and hit me up. News-wise, today we have 2 in the evening that I mentioned. Tomorrow is 5 of them. So tonight I'm going to set these up. So actually, I'll be setting these up around 11 o'clock today. So we've got the CHF, so that'll be USD CHF, GBP USD, and then we have GBP USD again, so that means we're going to have 3 charts open so far. Euro USD 4, we'll probably do an additional straddle. GBP USD 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, it's only 4 trades tomorrow. 4 trades, but 5 charts open. So I'm going to show you how to set those up. I'll stop recording around whenever I get bored, and then I'll do the setup so that y'all can mimic what I'm doing. Okay, so, and today, like we mentioned, there is a 9:31, and then there's 2 tonight, but remember, it's a China holiday, so liquidity might be a little funky. Let's close that. And US bell just popped. Let's zoom out a bit. I still haven't. Give me a sec. Delete. Gotta delete some crap off here. I don't have nothing better to do right now. Like I said, if you got questions, go ahead and hit me up. Ooh, I gotta fix everything. Jesus. I'm still I know it sounds bad, but bar up, green, bar down. I still haven't fixed everything for my damn cat. Bull candle, green. Bear candle, red. Okay, part 1. Part 2. Zoom out a little bit. Properties. Chart on foreground. And show period separator. That's better. Part 3. And I think that'll be it for now. So today is picture day for my daughter. That was a nightmare. Had everybody here wanting to take pictures and help get her ready, but I had her ready before everyone got here, so let me finish this. I'm gonna leave the rest off. I don't want it to slow anything down, since I'll probably be turning signals on at some point. And shift, shift, shift. There we go. So the next 2 days should be fun for the news, though, because we have 4, 5, 6 of them in the next 2 days. So that'll help a lot for the guys doing the news trading course. And we need about 2 weeks of data before we can start dialing in. So if you're in the news trading course, just be patient, record your data, and since most of us should be on FXCM, it'll be fine because we can use mine to mimic y'all's. Yes, I said y'all's because I'm in Texas. Right now, as we can see, we have a little bit of downward momentum on this one. This is this is AUD USD. God, my head is itching. I swear to God, the mosquitoes are back. This is GBP USD. Let's see if we can get rid of this little bastard. Delete. I actually missed this one, but it's US Open, and I was doing the other video. Get rid of the lines here. That was the trade from this morning. This is Euro. Euro's ranging. Not too much to see there. But since the bell rang, we'll give it a bit and see what happens. USD JPY, we might be looking at a jump in. It's stalling out a bit. Let's look at it over here. The reason I had someone asking about support, resist, price action, things like that. That's why I'm trying to keep everything off this chart. So that I can take a look at price action. So we see and support and resist. So we can see it stalling out here. If we look over, there is a support there. Let's take a look at it on the 1 minute, and we'll look at it as a line chart. Let me get rid of the moving average and close. So what do we see? Price is kind of stally out, and why do we think that is? We got a little bit here. Actually, if we bring it down a little. This is in the way. Shit. I need to make it so that will disappear. But we can see here. So we can see all the way across, we can see why it stalled out here. So it's nothing too big. It's simple. Put on your line chart. Makes it real easy to see. Sorry, I'm chewing my hangnail off. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like that. And let's go here. Actually, let's go ahead, because they wanted to... Their support and resist really sucked. I hate to say that, because they're probably watching this, or they're going to watch it. But we're going to flip everything to line charts, so that hopefully we can help them out with that a little bit. So price is coming up to here. What do we see? Is here. And again... It's here. So if we're looking over here, we know that price is about to hit it. And how many pips up is it so we can measure it? 2.1 pips up. So yeah, it barely has, it's right here that we're looking at. And if we look to the left, there it is again. So it looks a little bit different on Rinko, but we know. And can we see what's causing it? Here's the daily open. Yay. If we look back here and here. So we know why it's struggling a little bit to get through there. Again, we have US Bell. So that's that one. Let's look at GBP USD. Let's remove it, and we'll go to line chart. Moving average, delete. Now, just from looking at this one, what could we say GBP is doing? It's in a downward trend. Might be doing a big pullback, or we have a change of sentiment due to the market open. But we will see. Give it a little bit. Sorry, my coffee ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna make another cup because this one's actually cold. And again, let's remove the moving average. I thought that would be easy enough, but I guess this is going to be a little bit easier. Let's zoom out a little bit. The one thing I like about the line charts is if you zoom out a lot, then it doesn't really screw up your eyes or anything, but it makes it easy to see support and resist. Okay, so I think we have line charts on everything for today. And I'll probably stick to line charts all week. That way, and we'll be marking them with the support and resist zones. It's completely viable since we're trading with Rinko to have it set up like this. I'm probably going to mute in a second and just run out and start a cup of coffee. And let's just take off the shift so we can get a bigger picture. Okay, so I removed the shift. That's up here, the chart shift. Now this is euro, like I said, it's ranging. So even if we got in here, what do we have? First stop out's at 3.4 pips, then 7.9, and then up to 12.9. But it looks like it's turning into a little flag pattern. If you can't see that, what I mean is, let's say we draw a trend line. I'm just going to do this rough. We can catch 4 points with that trend line, so that's actually a good trend line. And 1, 2, 3, about. But you can see what I'm saying. Its price is being boxed in. I'm going to leave it that way so you can watch. We'll see if what I see is holding true. See how I kind of skipped this one? I'm not too worried. I can see the general that price is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now at the US opening, what I'd expect is it to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because we have euro opening, so price did expand. Now euro was calming down, or London session was calming down, so it's getting a little bit smaller. Now at the US open, what we'd expect is the price range to expand a little bit more, or for us to go into a trend or something. It's pretty much that simple. If we look over here, you can see the same thing. It's just, look, I'll draw it on there. So we can see about the same thing. It's like that, and let's just do a rough one again, kind of like that. So can we see that it's kind of getting boxed in? Pretty easy. So either one of these. Now, what we could do, for the guys that are in TA, just go to TA trap. If I can find the damn thing, TA retard. No, we don't want TA that. We want TA trap. Now that it's on there, we could do this. ALERT_1. I think I did that right. Now if price hits it again, we would get an alert, I believe. We'll see if I did it right. If not, I think I know what I did. I'm trying to think anything else. Let's look at candle size. Euro USD. We are below what we're looking for on the euro. So even for binary right now, our average candle size is, let's see, last 60 candles 1.6, last 30 1.83 and 1.83. So it's kind of too small. It's not the best looking. Today USD JPY, it looks like candles are getting bigger. We're up to 2.69 with the last hour 2.17. And this is AUD USD. It's looking a little better. 2.13, 2.56, 3.09. So basically what that's telling me is the pace is picking up and movement's picking up a little, which is what we want to see. Now GBP is normal. GBP is almost always over. I actually use a baseline of like 2.5 or 3 for this one, but we're at 2.9 the last hour and 3.71. So again, the pace seems to be picking up on all of the pairs except for, well, euro a little bit, but see it's 1.68, 1.87, 1.93. I think I did it wrong. I'm definitely going to need coffee in a minute. So this could be a big pullback. We don't know yet. Again, 842. We're waiting. Preferably, I'd want to get in going up, but we saw that, remember on UJ, it stalled out here. See how it stalled out and dropped? So we just kind of want to see what it does. This is AUD USD. It had room to come up, didn't. Watch it. Sentiment on this one is just kind of neutral. It's kind of just flat. Now GBP USD, what I want to see is if it continues the downtrend. But what? See the Euro USD, it did hit. Now if you wanted to be real risky, you could take a trade right here. Personally, I'm a demo right now because I'm going to be showing a. I'm going to switch back to live in a bit. I'm just so lazy this morning because I forgot to switch off my news trades. So if we wanted to take this 10 pips up is a possibility. I don't see it happening because most likely what we're going to see is it probably bounce out and come back down. We don't know yet. Again, this would be a risky trade because the overall sentiment to me, I think it's going downwards. If we look here, this is flat and we're moving downwards. We had a 1.4 pip spread, so it has to come up to here before it even gets in the positive. So this one would definitely be risky. Now if we look again, candle size are small, so I didn't like the candle size, but again, it's kind of boring just sitting here doing nothing. And this is the demo because I forgot to switch back to my live account, so you'll have to excuse that. I'll take a break here in a bit and switch over to my live. But we can see here candle times, 15 minutes for this last candle almost. So, and with the small candle sizes, Euro's not our best choice to be trading today. This was basically would have been a stupid trade to get into. Can we see why? If we look here, it's kind of flatlined as in moving upwards. It's more of a downward slope. When we look at it here, it's getting flagged in, so those both match. What are the drawbacks on this one? Candle size is shit. We're below 2 pips average candle size. The amount of time it's taking for these candles to move is, these are all 5-minute candles. So basically what we see is the Euro USD is very sluggish right now compared to other pairs. So would this be a good trade to get into? Hells no. Now what's the other thing we would want to wait for? This was a whole lineup of I broke rules everywhere, but it's good so you can learn. Did we wait for this candle to close outside? No, we did not. Now that's what happens when you jump in early on a candle. Hopefully it's going to tank on us. Because yes, we got the alert that price came above it, but the next step would be to wait, see if it closes outside there, if it's just going to pull back. Now if it closes outside there on a 1 to 10 scale, I would then give this maybe a 6. 5.5. But don't jump the gun on your trades, guys. I see a lot of people that they send me their trade, I see their entry, and I'm like, yeah, it came clearly out of the channel, but it went right back into it. You didn't wait for the candle close. So we give it time for it to close. This is, if it closes, it'll only be 2 pips above it, but at least that's a close outside of our little trend line. Again, though, this trade, I wouldn't take it, because overall I feel, and again, this is me, I feel that the downward momentum on this is stronger, because we might get a dip here, if we look at the pattern, or it might be a breakout. Do I think it's going to be a breakout? I don't know yet. USD just opened, so we'll see. Now again, like I said, if it closes upwards, then we'll take this from a 3 to a 6. As it sits now, I'd give it a 30% chance of moving the way it was upwards. If it closes above, then I'll bump it up to maybe 55% chance that it moves upwards. But again, why it's so low, our average candle size is crap. So even if it does move upwards, it's going to be a very sluggish response. There's no way it's going to hit up to 10 pips unless this thing does a breakout and just goes boop, 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 right up in like 1 minute. But what I see is a sluggish Euro USD because candle size and candle time are both, one is low, candle size is low, candle time is high. So that just means you'd be staring at this bitch all day. And that would not be fun. Now for stop loss, if you want to go buy the book, it'd be a swing low, but that would be a complete range. What I could do is I'd bump it up to one of my moving averages here. But again, this is just who cares. I'm on demo, so fuck it. Sorry about that. I forgot to switch because I'm doing the dial-in for the news traders along with them so that everything matches up. So I can... Basically, I want to get a feel for what they're seeing too, so it makes sense what I tell them. I'm not just having to guess out of my ass. So... And yesterday, I did not take the GBP USD. Freaking ended up spending 4 hours looking for a dress for my daughter. Because today was Pictures Day. Picture Day. But she was happy in the end. She surprised me with what she picked, but it was freaking cool. I'll show you a picture. So this is my daughter, and that's a Star Wars dress with Darth Vader shoes, and that's the cat trying to attack her when I took the picture. I had to keep the cat away from her because she never wears dresses, and he wanted to attack it because it was all fluffy. Alright, so that's enough of girly shit. But it took us 4 hours to get that whole outfit. Because I found the dress, and I sent a picture to Grandma, and she's like, well, what shoes is she going to wear? Then I found the shoes, and then she told me she needed the leggings, pantyhose, whatever, and I've never bought in pantyhose in my life, so I had no freaking clue what I was doing. Alright, anyway, so we can see this is stalling out. See how I said euro was sluggish? It's actually 1.84, and if we look over here, it's going kaputty on us. We can see the price did come out of these little peaks. It came out a little bit more, but again, I think most of what we'll see is it dropped down a little bit. We'll be lucky. It's getting to the point where the range is small enough. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is a 12 pip range currently, or it's a 12 pip swing. So that's pretty tiny for the US Open just hitting. Let's look at some of the other ones. We're getting close to the time I might actually pick up a trade. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to take a break and switch. And if you're in the TA group, remember, guys, see, I used it. It's a trap. See, it says it's a trap euro. I used it on a trend line. You can use it on a trend line. You can use it on a horizontal line. And just alert _1. What that means is when price is 1 pip away, it's going to alert me. So it's pretty easy. I mean, the MT4 has the built-in one, like this, trading, alert, but I don't like it because it doesn't give a pop-up. It just goes ding, ding, ding. Let's see, price hit it again. It says it's a trap. So remember, guys, you can use the binary options indicators on your Forex charts, especially the trap. I mean, the trap is fucking amazing. And, oh yeah, I forgot. So we will take, shit, I'm just going to stay on demo. 9:30 we have a news trade. So I'll just stay on demo for now, because I'll probably pick up some trade. Then I'll switch after that. Because I'll take a 5-minute break here in a minute, and then I'll babble on until news hits. And then after news, I'll take like another 5-minute break, but I'll stop the stream. Again, guys, if you have questions, type them in. It's boring talking to myself all the damn time. Let's close that. It's annoying me. And hold on, Skype. Yeah, on the trap indicator, it only fires off once. See if we go back and look at it. Yeah, because when I originally set it up, I had it so it would just keep hitting it, but it. Trendline properties. It removes it. And now the other question I had is I turned off Ray on my lines so that way I can draw them. Because if I turn on Ray, here's what happens. It goes right off the chart, and I don't want that. So let's turn Ray off. If we okay, so let's review. This one's in an upward. It's not looking like a pullback anymore. Why? Here's a move up, down, up, and it broke that swing. Here was the bottom of the range, in my opinion, so it was a downward move. We could have looked at getting in, but nah. It was US bell time-ish. These candles were 5-minute-ish, so this puts us right around the US bell. This is what I mean. This whole section here was around the US bell, so that's a change of sentiment. Price is moving down. So it's USD JPY. USD is stronger right now, pushing price down. If JPY was stronger, price would be going up. Hope that's easy enough. And this is AUD USD. I don't really like the structure of the markets right now. That's one thing I will say. I'm just not overly joyed about it. This one looks flat to me. See right here and here, it's just dicking around. And if we look, this is what about? That's about 9.9 pips. It's not really anything that we could trade. On the other hand, cable since the US Open has started dropping pretty well. Unfortunately, again, US Open I don't trade. Some people do. It's got London breakout, US breakout. We would have been looking at like right here when it swung lower from here down. I'll try. Hold on, let me see what they said. Yeah, if you want tomorrow, I can try. If anything breaks out, we'll trade a US breakout. I'm not going to be up for London breakout. All us is asleep. But US breakout isn't as strong as the London breakout. Reason being is there is more volume and liquidity in the London session than any other session. Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong are alive at night, but they don't have that much volume. Basically, this is how I explain it. Think of the Asia session as like a garden hose, and then why the London breakout works is because you're switching from a garden hose to a fire hose of data coming in. That's why all of a sudden you see price moving. All you're doing is it's magnifying the price movement. So if your average candle size is like 2 pips, it jumps up to like 4, and well, it is about 4 right now, so it's about right. The average I'm looking for is 3. For me is a little bit low. I'm looking for 3 or higher on GBP to think it's not being sluggish. Sorry, I'm sniffly. We're still in this trade, and look how long this candle's been. Actually, we got... This was it. It dropped, then it moved up, and now we might moving up again. So we're still in this trade, but don't really like it. Like I said, we still haven't gotten a break above our trend line. And I'm not huge on trend lines, but we had a 3-pointer. So 3-pointers are stronger. A 2-point trend line, 3-pointers is a lot better. I am starving. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning just so I could have everything ready for my daughter. We got 35 minutes till news. Again, in 5 minutes, I'm going to take a little pee-pee break. We'll come back, stare at some charts for a little bit, do the news, and then I'll turn it off so that way we don't have a 3-hour-long video. I'll take a 5-minute break again. We'll get switched over and take some scalps. It's going to be a US CAD straddle for the oil. These are hard to do, but I'm really just doing it to gather data and show and to just drive the setup home for the news traders. Ow, freaking hangnail hurts. Just cut my lip with it almost. We do have, again, it's a bank holiday for China all day today and tomorrow. And let's check Friday. Nope, Friday we're back open and running. Friday we got 1 news report, two pairs though. US CAD and Euro USD, and I'll probably throw in USD GBP for the F of it. But today we're on the 14th, so our next up is crude oil. And then we have 2 tonight, but they're going to be dangerous because of China being closed. I think, just guessing, I would say that... So we got our close higher. Let's see what happens. That was the thing. I think spread's going to be out of control on those two due to the fact that we're going to be missing liquidity. Instead of having a garden hose going, we're going to have a, I don't know, a squirt gun going. So we're at the bottom of the hour. We might see a little bit of fluctuation here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the hour. I know, I'm a mess today. I'm a mess every day. Again, sluggish if you're just joining. I took a euro trade. It was here before this candle closed, so I had given it like a 30% chance of moving upwards. The candle did close higher now, so I'll bump that up to like 50-55%. And then I would actually take maybe the 5% away because our candle size is slow and the candles are forming pretty slow. The last candle took, well, we're at, where are we? 2.5 minutes on that candle. 1656 value, 1.65 minutes, 2. Yeah, it's just slow. 7.5 minutes, 13 minutes. So even if we, like I said, even with the breakup, if this did start moving up, I would probably, let's say we move, my goal would actually be something more like this for the shit trade. And for the stop loss, we could just drag that into. So we're getting a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's shit. And then you take into account your commission. It's really shit. So it's going to drop, and let's see, it'll probably drop down to here, and we are out of that trade. But you can see how it's just, it's nothing sexy. Now, support and resist wise, do we see it? Right where my stop loss is. So if we wanted to make sense, drop it a little bit below that support and resist. Here's our first goal that it had to overcome. It has not been able to push higher than that, and then it would have to push higher than that, and push higher than that. What am I looking at here? Look at this whole section here. I don't want a label. Damn you. I want a little blue box. Here's our support, and that's our support zone, so I dropped the stop loss in there. I mean, at least education-wise, we can see why that would be the good spot for this stop loss. 1 or 2 pips below it. I'd say 2 pips. Again, though, I think this one's going down. Overall, I feel the sentiment on this one is down, because if we look here, we have no upward mobility. It's downwards with a flat baseline down here. So you have a good support, but that's about it. So let's hurry up. Hopefully it'll hit here, and we can say goodbye to that one. Again, entry, guys, was here. What was the mistake? We didn't wait for the candle to close above. Even if we closed above, like I said, this wasn't a good trade. Everything looks sluggish on this pair right now. You can see how long we ended up staying in this damn trade, though, because it's sluggish. So we had a 1.4 pip spread on entry. That's why the green line's up there. And we took price slightly above the red line. But these are the kind of trades that would drive me nuts. You want to make sure that the markets aren't sluggish so you can get in and out quickly. In my opinion. I mean, if you like sitting around watching on a 1-minute chart all day, that's fine, but... Alright, it's 9 o'clock, guys, so I am going to mute for a second and go tinkle. I'll be able to make it through with coffee until 9:30 when the news trade is. Again, this is going to be a brutal one. We're basically going to do stats and show setup. I am not going to mess with anything else. I really shouldn't. The oil trades are hit or miss completely, but we'll see what happens. So let me mute, and I will be back in about 5 minutes. That'll put us within 25 minutes of the trade. 10 minutes out, we'll start talking about the setup and making sure y'all are doing it right. And again, if you have questions, type them in. When I get back, I'll grab them. Okay, I'm back. So it looks like that trade actually take profit again. Best I would have given that's 50-55%, but now the sentiment is changing a little bit. Our moving average crossed over, so it's looking a little better. This was goal 1 and goal 2 if you're doing partials, but I closed it there. Like I said, I don't think it's going to make it up to there. I just don't see it having enough steam. If it does, it's going to move very quickly. As we can see, the candle sizes have started improving. We're up to 2.6, so the sluggishness is slowly wearing off, and the candle times are getting a little lower. But again, that was probably the best you could have gotten out of that one, in my opinion. The best you could reasonably expect out of it, I guess you should say. We got news in about 20 minutes, so in about 10 I'll be setting up for that. Now if it hits here, which it looks like it's gonna, amazing. But if we look over here, remember that's our next support. We can go ahead and remove these now. And what did we end up getting? So it was a whole 4 pips on it. Like I said, that was a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's not what I'd really be looking for. Let's look at the rest of the charts. This is USD JPY. Again, still not... It dropped during the US Open. This little blue was the US Open. So US Open took it down, and cloud turn, this dark color means it's heading down. We could possibly, if we look at it, what do we see here? So if we were looking to take a sell, we'd want it to drop a tiny bit, because what could it do right here? Turn around and go up. It's as simple as that, guys, gals. I'm using the lines, like I said. We had someone having some issues with support and resist. Now, if it does come lower, then what are we looking at? Our target would be around here. So down here, our stop loss would be at this swing. I'll set this trade up here in a second. So if it drops below, say, here. So let's do it. I'm going to set it up with a sell stop. So if price comes down to here, let's make sure that's 2 pips, because we're going to want a close. So it needs to come down a little bit. I'm going to do it slightly over 2 pips. So that's about 2.2. We'll take it down a tiny bit. So that's about 2.5 pips below. So if price does come below here, it'll kick a trade in. Then what we'll do, and let's see about risk reward ratio. And that's 15.2 pips down, 12 up. So we're gonna, that's not 1-to-1, but it's like I said, we'll see. And just because I put it there doesn't mean it's gonna hit it. It could hit it, then bounce right back up. Look to the left, we're right in the middle there. So for me, this is a little bit of a sketchy trade again, but we'll leave it like it is so you can see it. And this is what I'm talking about. We have a little zone here and a little zone here of support for it to go through. So if you look to the left, it should help you decide on your trades. Now, there's always going to be support and resist somewhere. It's going to be rare, except when you're in a nice upwards trend. But even if we look here, if we look to the left, do you see where the resist was? There it was. There it was. If we look to the left again, a resist was here to here. So, like I said, there's always going to be support and resist somewhere. The thing that you'd be looking at mostly is their momentum to carry it through it to your goal. And if there's not, like if the market's just flat, then that's, I don't know what you could say, it's range trading or counter trend trading. So there we go, trades open. Our stop loss is a little low, we'll just leave it be again. I'm on demo since we have a news trade coming up, so I'm not too concerned. Now, it's going to hit the support zone. What's it going to do? It's probably going to bounce up a little bit, then it might drop down. This was a touch trade, not a confirmed trade. If it was a confirm, we'd wait for maybe another candle to go down, but that would have cut into our goal even more. And I don't see momentum on this one. This was US Open down, so it could possibly. Let's take a look at it FIBO-wise. We could draw a FIBO on it if you want. Here's 0. It had a retrace to about 61.8. So that would put our target right below here. Now, lack of momentum, I'd say we're good where we're at. So you can use Fibos, guys. I mean, learn them. I did a whole series on them. So take advantage of what's out there. Now, how do we know if we this one, like I said, a pull back to here, because we could be looking at this is a move up, move down. That breaks the rule that this would be a Fibo move. So we would draw the Fibo here as another Fibo move down. Our next, this could be A, B, and then we have a C movement upward. I mean, we don't know what price is doing. Like I said, this was an iffy trade also. Let's look at candle size, though. Candle size is better. It's above 2, almost 3 across the board. And candle times are almost all below 5 minutes per candle. They're averaging, I would say, at maybe 2 minutes a candle. So this one isn't as sluggish either. So this is a better looking pair, as in movement. But this trade, because of this support back here, was a little bit risky. We got to see if it's going to break through here. Orders might consolidate, and then it's going to pick a direction. And you can hope you're on the right side of the trade, basically. And we're hoping that it completes this Fibo move. A, B, C, and this is our D leg right here, moving downwards, hopefully. And if not, it's a rejection of the D leg. So we don't know yet. But again, I mean, Fibo-wise, it looks okay because this was a 61.8 pullback. That's a kind of by-the-book pullback. Let's take a look. AUD USD, it broke through its support, came out of the cloud. You have a pullback here, so let's go ahead and get in a trade here again too, and then we'll take a look at it. So our goal up here is fine. The stop loss is a little bit tight. If I moved it to where it should be, this would be a 15 pip down, 10 pip up, so that's less than 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. If we look to the left, what do we have? A little bit of support here. Let's look back here. See the support? Or the resist? Duh. So it has to go through there. If it breaks through this, then we got a nice run up. Oops, wrong way. So now we have a nice run up if it breaks through this. It has to break through this little bit right here too. See where the white line is? Once it closes above that, I would say it's probably going to hit take profit. And we get a touch. And there's a close up. So one more up and we are almost there. Let's see if it stalls out. If we look to the left, what's it doing? Again, there's support and resistance everywhere. So it's hitting a resist. So let's say, I don't think it's going to break through that. What can you do? You can always just right-click here and close the damn thing. And let's see what we got out of that. So it's a 7.2 pip move. Now that's looking a little better because on average I want a minimum of 6. Let's see if it does hit our goal. This was right here, the previous monthly low. That it would have been our goal. Again, if you're not sure about it and you're in profit, it doesn't kill you to get out. Just make sure your risk-reward ratio is better than 1-to-1 if you're getting out. If you're getting out before a 1-to-1, it screws up your metrics. If you can always say, well, I have a 1-to-1 minimum, so that means you need a 50% win rate or slightly above it, it's fine if you jump out a little early. And for me, like I see that big bunch of resist there, so I was like, plus it's a previous month low. So average candle size, give me a sec, I have my glasses off, my eyeballs are itching. Average candle size on this one is barely there. It's about 2.5 average candle size. And see, it's probably a good thing we did get out of that one. Let's take a look next at GBP USD. Looking over here, it did a big drop, and then remember I said we didn't know, it pulled back up. What is over here? Let's mark it. That's a resist zone. It hit it and bounced. Let's look at it here. So since we have a downwards trend, we either have a big pullback or it's moving up. Above it, we have the previous day low. So it's already marked there as a support. 15 minutes till news. About 5 minutes I'll open up US CAD and get it set up. And boring you GBP. Okay, so let's look at GBP. Let's just, as soon as you jump to any pair, what we should be looking at first. Average candle size. We're above 3 and even into the 4s. So it's looking good there. Candle times, all below 5 minutes. So this thing is moving. Now, we had a downward trend with a big pullback. What I see here is the little frying pan shape. Which, look up Forex frying pan. Here, I'll show you. Forex frying pan pattern. See if I can find one that explains it with just the drawing. Because they call it dumpling top, fry pan bottom. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I mean, we could say that this was a double bottom too, but it's kind of close. Let's take a look. Okay, so here it is. The frying pan bottom candlestick pattern is a reverse bullish pattern, meaning price is going to move up. There's a lot of patterns that over time, I'm not big on patterns, but over time you see them over and over and you do start to notice them. So what that means is this is a moving up pattern. So what we'd see is if it breaks through here, the price moves up. And that's the previous day low, that if it breaks through. So what can we do? Even on this dotted freaking line, we can go to the properties. If it lets us, this is an auto draw one. Nah, it's not going to let me. Oh well, you could draw a line there and set an alert on it. 12 minutes. Thank you for reminding me. Let's go ahead and open up US CAD. File, new chart, US CAD. Okay, so guys taking the course. Step 1, 1 minute chart. Step 2, template. Build news. It loaded, US CAD M79. If it didn't load this, you're not on a 1 minute time frame. Let's zoom out a bit so we get a pretty picture. Let's turn on this. Okay, step 3, file, open offline. Click here, press the letter U, it'll drop you into US CAD M79. Yeehaw, pretty easy so far. Step 4, template, Renko news. Step 5, do we have a happy face? Yes, we do. Now, I have other charts open with EAs on them. In this case, I don't care because it's US CAD. Nothing else has US CAD on it. If I had 2 GBPs running, I would have to take the EA off here because this EA is going to stop the other EA. So, we're good so far. Let's get to step 5 in a second. Let me get my charts in order. Now, I mentioned I'm going to do an extremely tight straddle on this one. So, next, let's get into the EA, load, and we're going to go for default news set. Remember guys, win or lose or draw, we don't care right now, we're just gathering data. Points away, we're going to do 50. We're going to do a tight straddle on it. And the news time, today is the 14th, so 9:14. The news will be at 9:30, so 9:30. Close opposite, yes, just in case we have a whiplash. Again, I don't see this doing too much. Lot size, 0.01. We're good on everything. Max spread is set to 0. We don't care what it is. We want to see what it is. Max slippage, we don't care. Again, it's here. And we're good. So you hit OK. Did everything load up? Cool. What we want to check, system time. Is it moving? Yes, it is. News time, 9:14 at 9:30. 9 minutes to go. We're set up to wait. Yeehaw. I'll see how the markets look. If not, we can do it on Friday for sure. Mondays and Fridays are like my screw-off days because the markets don't move too much. Sorry, I wasn't even on this page to see you type anything in. But if you want, we can do it Friday for sure. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are like my go-at-it days and trade. Mondays and Fridays. Friday's my dick-off day, pretty much. Like, I actually don't even really trade on Friday. Friday, what I do is review charts for my group. And, like, if a request like that fits right in with it, because if I don't have any charts or people are being lazy and didn't send to me, then I can do that. Fridays are like my request day to do stuff. So if someone wants to learn about, I don't know, trend lines, I do it on a Friday as a webinar. And then Mondays are a carryover. Yep, Friday around. I'll be done by 10 a.m. though, so it will be because I'm done at 10 a.m. My daughter's in school. Friday for me is a chill out and relax day. It is 100%. Otherwise, I go nuts because then I have her for the weekend. Although she might go to her aunt's house to play with her cousins. That'll be awesome. I get the weekend off to screw off. Well, I just get one day off. Okay, so we got US CAD up, guys. Reason being, there's oil hitting. If you trade it on oil, you have to trade a minimum of 1 lot. So that's why I'm using US CAD, because most people, you need a couple $1,000 account for that. US CAD does work. It's 5:23 p.m. now, 4 p.m. So yeah, I'd be starting like a half an hour before what it is now. That's like 9 o'clock my time. That'll give us about an hour to look at it. And we'll go ahead and turn this on too. Once this is done, guys, I'm going to review the log, so you'll get to see this shit live. While it's doing that, let me get up my spreadsheet so that I'll be able to fill it out. Now, again, guys, since we're watching this one live, we'll be able to see and add in additional notes for the news trading. So if I see at 9:29 price starts to jump all over the place, I can mark that price was very fluttery, which typically only happens like on NFP, things like that. Let me adjust what I did. I was going to do a 6-pip straddle, but I went with a 5-pip. I'm doing this one real aggressive, mainly just because I want to see what the spread was. I don't care about the results. Again, guys, we're still in the data gathering process. Again, man, with binary and news trades, here you'll see, since I'm doing it live, if we get a pop, you'll see when I review it how quick these things can be. If you're going to do like binary trading, I would suggest doing it on one of the real big movers. Here's a spreadsheet. We still got 6 minutes. Like, these are bigger news items that do movement. Here, give me a sec. I'll put it up on there. Like, these are all ones that actually tend to move, and the ones with 12s or 5 stars are big movers. Like, tonight there's AUD, or is it tomorrow night? Tonight's AUD employment change, GDP, QQ on NZD. That one's going to move a lot. So those are something to look into. This is just a little one for my group because I'm helping show them how to dial in the EA that they have. Trading news, man, I would paper trade it for a couple months before you get the feel for it. You have what's called a whiplash. A lot of times price will bounce up and then return to median or to return to where it opened up from within 2 minutes. Sometimes it will take 10 minutes. You have to get a feel for it. Write down which pair you're paper trading onto a spreadsheet and then just write down what it does each time. They have similar release. Sometimes if the numbers are extremely different, it's going to vary. News trading like that, that's why a lot of people never get good at news trading, because you'll see what I'm going to do afterwards, and you'll see the research that goes into this. A lot of brokers will lock you out on the minute, but here, just watch what happens, and you'll see the work that goes into this after the trade. so that we're prepared for these trades. It's not just, hey, there's a news report, let's fucking watch it and straddle it. That's what people do, thinking that it's easy to do, and they lose. They might get lucky and get a couple that work, but for the most part, no. Indicator list. But we got about 4 minutes until it hits. If it moves, you'll see what I mean. I have a tight enough straddle set up on this one that it's gonna hopefully pop something. Again, this isn't one that I would typically trade real live money, but since I'm showing them how to gather data off of news trades, this is just I guess you'd say this is just an example of how to gather data. Ooh, boring. Okay, 4 minutes to go. See GBP, how I said if it crossed above here, it might be an upward movement because of the stupid little frying pan shape. So what we should see is maybe an upward movement to here. If it is, it would be going up to the daily open. We will see, though. It could stall out and drop. If we would have jumped in right now, it would have been 2-4 up, then 2-4 down. So it wouldn't have been like an amazing trade. The euro, it did continue moving up. We only got 4 pips out of that one, but then remember, it did keep moving up. It did hit its target, but look how long it took. So this was our entry. Our exit was where? This was our exit. And then it took 5, 10, about 20 minutes to get up to here. So like I said, euro was just kind of creeping along. It wouldn't have been my ideal. It's the candle size is looking better, and the times you can see are slowly going down, but it's sluggish. USD, JPY. Stop loss. We did a sell on it, and it dropped. It didn't hit its target. It's moving back up. I'm going to close it out, just so we don't have anything running during news. So I closed it out. It was a whole, like, fuck if I know. We took a whole 2 pips on that one. Okay, so US CAD, here we go. Let's shift it back one. We got, what is it, 9:28:30. So we got a minute and a half until this one. If it's a dud, like I said, your pending orders will go in, then it'll automatically get deleted. So if it's a dud, you don't got to worry about it. 11 o'clock, well, depending on how the markets look, depending on how I feel. I'm going to stop, take about a 10-minute break, and then I'll come back on for the guys in the course, and I will walk you through tonight's setup. Remember, tonight is going to be a possibly very high spread or a big slippage because of the China holiday. No banks are open for today and tomorrow. So that pulls some of the liquidity out of the market. Okay, so we got, what, it's 9:20. We got 20 seconds till this thing's going to pop on there. And then we can see what happens. Now, if you're looking at this as spreadsheet-wise, so what do we see? Markets are calm. We don't really have anything to add in additional notes. We're not getting any bouncing. We're not getting anything. See, we did get a little bit of a move there. There's our... See how tight I'm straddling this bitch? So if we get any type of move out of it, it'll probably pop a trade. We got 10 seconds. Now, if the spread got crazy, it could possibly cause an opening. This, like I said, though, I don't recommend doing this. There we go. And bam. So that was it. Done and over. Negative 5.3 pips. Again, we can see that the spread probably killed us because, look, price never actually hit our moving average, but because of the spread, it did. So let's take a look at the review, okay? We're going to go to File. Open data folder, MQL4, files. Today is the 14th, so we're going to look for US CAD on the 14th right here. And, okay, so what time was the trade at on system time? It was 17:30. So let's go to... Let me close this one. 1730. So let's take a look at spread, see if that's what caused it. Here's 1720. Okay, so here's 1730. Let's take a look. The spread was like 1 point something. Now, let's take a look at, let's go 10 seconds before the trade and start from there. Okay, so this is 10 seconds before the trade. Spread had already moved up to 2.6, 3.1. Here's 729. Here's 3 seconds before the trade. We're getting up into the 2.8. Trade here is the last thing, 1730. First one, so 2.7, 1.6, 3.6. So we had a 3.6 spread is what we're looking at. Now, if we see it kept going a little bit higher, we got up to 4.6. And we don't need the rest of this. So we're looking at about a 4 pip spread on the oil trade. So what do? We go over to our little chart. Now, again, guys, this is just data gathering, but I mean, I'm already getting an idea what we would do on an oil trade. So pip size was, or spread size was 4 pips. Now, is that going to change? I don't know, because let's look at the results of that news. Where is crude oil inventories? Let me refresh the screen, see what the result was. So it went from negative, previous was negative 14.5, and it dropped, the forecast was 2.8, and it did negative 0.6. So nothing big, but we updated, so we're good. We're ready for the next two. There's 2 trades tonight, guys. I will do the setup later for those. But it's as simple as that. All we're doing is gathering data. What could we have done here? We'll talk about that next week. I don't want to get y'all ahead of the game because I got the feeling some of you will start trying to tweak things before we get there. So no hints. Alright, so what was I doing? Let's get rid of this. We don't need it on here anymore. And let's get rid of the other US CAD. We don't need it on there anymore. And here's the 10-minute break I was talking about so that it can stop the recording and I can just mark this saying, hey, the guys, it trades at the end of the video. So I'm going to take a 10-minute break and we'll be back then. I'm going to stop the streaming this time as I need to end it since that was the end of the news trade. Alright, guys, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. Enjoy.